a retired counterintelligence agent who served in the Air Force Office of Special Investigations. Richard was intimately involved with UFO ET-related content. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you, Emery.
Nellis Test and Training Range is part of Tonopah Air Force Base in Nevada. It's been reported that there was a UFO base located there. What was a UFO base doing within the parameters of an American Air Force base?
Well, go back a little bit. Tonopah Air Force Base is within the Nellis Test and Training Range with Area 51 and including the Nevada Test Site, which is now the Nevada National Security Site. We located a UFO base at Uranium Mountain, which is in the western portion of Nellis Test and Training Range, which was on Tonopah Air Force Base. And we found this when two women in 1983 had contacts with an extraterrestrial race.
So what did this contact with these two women have to do with this Air Force base?
Let me go back and tell you the story. Two women driving on Nevada Route 6, which is north of Nellis Test and Training Range, west of Warm Springs, Nevada, were driving in a September day in 1983 when they saw a spacecraft. They refer to it as spacecraft. The craft landed, they were contacted, and they had missing time. They reported this to Nevada law enforcement authorities, Nevada Highway Patrol and the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Nye County Sheriff's and the State Patrol, the Highway Patrol notified Tonopah Air Force Base, the security police desk sergeant, and reported that these two females had seen some kind of a craft, and they were afraid that they might have been abducted. Immediately, the security police desk sergeant notified Air Force Office of Special Investigation. I, at the time, was at Groom Lake, which is about 80 miles away. I was notified of it. Myself and another agent then traveled up. It took a couple hours to get to Tonopah, and then to Tonopah, Nevada, not the air base. There's a Tonopah, Nevada, about 40 miles outside Tonopah Air Base. And we met up with these two females, and they told us the story. Told us that they were traveling, they saw this craft. The craft landed, they had a contact, they had missing time, and they were afraid that it might have been exposed to radiation. That was their danger, and that was what they told the Nevada law enforcement authorities. We transported these two females to Nellis Air Force Base Hospital, where they were examined by military doctors. They were not exposed to any radiation, but they did have strange marks on their bodies. So with their consent, we did a hypnotic interview of them. And during this hypnotic interview, they explained to us that they were transported to this huge facility in a desert location somewhere in Nevada. How they explained it to us, it was a complex way of we were interrogating them. And we weren't interviewing them. We were actually interrogating them because under hypnosis, you can be more forceful. And we were more forceful. And they gave us details of a mountain that we knew, because we were familiar with Nellis Test and Training Range, was in fact Uranium Mountain, which is in the Cactus Mountain chain of western part of the Nellis Test and Training Range. These females, during the interview, described these beings in clear terminology to them. They were hideous looking. They had large noses. They referred to the noses as elephant noses. And they were tall, very tall, but they didn't feel harmed. They weren't hostile. They kept reassuring them in some voice. They didn't describe it as telepathy or anything. They heard voices telling them, we're not here to hurt you. We're not going to harm you. But they were in a facility, and listening to what they told us as far as the facility, it was a big opening facility, they explained to us, and there was some beings walking around, and there were rooms. But they were not in a room. They were in an open area, but they were on a table and they couldn't move. So then we started an investigation.